There's a reason you don't toss the wings in the last dab sauce.
It's a last dab, not a last toss.
I'm sorry.
But even though—
Oh, they put it all over the— oh yeah, they might— hey, GG's, Matt, Pat, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we need to figure out how to conquer spicy food, especially with Pepper X. And what's the other one? What's the other one that's on its way? Whatever it is, we not tasting that until we have a 100% success rate on how to cure that capsaicin. Okay, so Matt, Pat, please take us away. We need to know how to, you know what I'm saying?
Here's 3 episodes, 3 chances to find the perfect solution to combat spicy food. And this year, I think we've done it. Tremble in fear, all you restaurants with hot wing challenges. The theorists are gonna be coming to dominate your walls of fame. After today's episode, I promise that you'll be equipped to handle nearly anything they can throw at you, no matter how high those chefs crank up the heat. That said, can science actually stand up to the ultimate test? The moment when the hottest thing in spicy food turns cold.
Oh no, that was such a small amount.
Strap in. Here's the ride. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the only show that tries to be spicy, but is actually just a bit bitter. Bitter about never making it onto Hot Ones, that is.
It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings.
If you've been following our spicy saga over the last 3 years, then you're well aware that I've been recreating my own science-based version of the series in an attempt to train up for the day that I'm finally invited to meet my unrequited internet love, Sean Evans. The premise of the show is simple. Sean eats spicy wings and does in-depth interviews of all the hottest Hollywood celebrities, and the occasional YouTuber when they need to fill out the guest list. And yet my attempt to copy him in a legally unenforceable way has been unnoticed, ignored. I am Hello Neighbor, he is my Matt Pat. So you know what? Who needs him? Today we ascend. In this, our final part of the spicy food trilogy, we're not limiting ourselves to his show's signature sauce, The Last Dab. No, we're getting hotter. We're going more extreme than the Scoville scale. The final boss of today's episode requires a waiver and passing not just one, but 2 separate spice tolerant tests in order to—
Hold up, you gotta pass a test to eat it? Hey, chat, look. I ain't never ducked no smoke before. I done the hot pepper challenge, the ghost pepper wing challenge, BBWs. No, not BBWs. Buffalo Wild Wings. BBWs is something totally different, you know what I'm saying? But we done beat that. I think I'm gonna quit for anything.
Even buy it. It is without question the single spiciest bite of food I've ever consumed. Heck, if you take a bite of this that's the size of a grain of rice, your mouth is gonna be feeling it for the next 20 minutes. This right here, this is the concluding chapter to the trilogy, and there's no better way to go out than to go big. Before we get there though, we gotta come in prepared as possible, and that means another series of spicy solutions that need to be tested. Hopefully you've seen the previous episodes in our quest to find the perfect spice solution, but if not, link is in the top right corner of the description, or I could just catch you up right now. Overall, we all know the general stuff that you're supposed to do. Drink milk, eat bread, don't drink water, all that sort of good stuff. But I've been convinced that there are better, smarter, more effective science-based solutions out there. I don't just want to cool those flavor flames, I want to extinguish them. And so, using both your suggestions and our research, Steph and I have been putting them to the test. We've seen some good ones, we've seen some bad ones, and we've seen some—
Soap? I'm not putting Dawn dish soap in my mouth to cure nothing, okay?
really bad.
Mayo, chat. If mayo was the cure to end spiciness, I'ma die of heat, all right? Like if I ate something that just continued to get hotter and hotter until my death was imminent and mayo was the only cure, I'm gonna see y'all in the lobby.
Bad ones.
F. Negative F. What is wrong with you?
In general, we've learned that the perfect spice solutions try to check off as many boxes on this list. They've got to be cold, they got to be sweet, and they got to be thick with as many C's as possible. They're also ideally full of dairy, which contains casein, a protein that's able to dissolve capsaicin, the molecules in food that make it spicy. Lastly, the ideal spice solution is acidic. You see, capsaicin on the pH scale is basic, so counteracting it with something acidic like lemon or lime juice is going to help neutralize the capsaicin that's lingering in your mouth. That right there, that is our list of must-haves. We've also learned to stay far, far away from anything that contains alcohol, which just activates the same TRPV1 receptors that capsaicin does in the mouth, irritating them in a very similar way. So far, our top spicy food solutions have been sweet lime simple syrup, a honey peanut butter mixture, and at the top of the heap, a cold custard milkshake specifically from our local ice cream chain, Good Berries. All of them are good, each checking off 2 or 3 of the qualities on our list, but none of them are truly great, especially when up against the toughest and spiciest contenders. See also our reactions from last year.
I'm gonna just try real quick, I
I did this last time too, just so we could get a sense of what the flavor of this thing tastes like alone.
It tastes like fire. What do you mean?
Oh.
The flavor. It tastes like charcoal and fire.
So without further ado, it's time for things to get spicy. Let's set up this test. Yes, my friends, this is the final episode in our trilogy of Spicy Food Challenge Solution episodes.
Bet your sweet bippy.
Until next year when we decide to reboot the whole thing. So what are we actually testing here today? Well, we are testing a combination of solutions.
Her smile says, boy, you're done. I'm not eating this no more. I think I got at least like 5 more spicy food challenges in me, chat.
That you've submitted.
That Pepper X, that's not happening though.
Over the last year, we're also testing a combination of things that we have researched ourselves, like new solutions. There's some returning favorites from past years. Basically, this is the epic Super Smash Bros. Crossover episode of all your favorite spicy food solutions. But only one will be able to walk away as the supreme leader of spicy food solutions.
Which may be more than I can say for myself. I may not walk away from this episode. I may just keel off the chair at some point.
Yeah, there will be 1 winner today and 2 losers. And those losers are the 2 of us.
Oh, yeah.
So the layout for this episode is basically the same, but this year with a little bit of a twist. So we have assembled a solution of 7 different spicy food solutions that you guys have submitted. We're gonna put them to the test against a base level of spicy wing, and then we're gonna take our favorite of those solutions and put them up against the final boss of this episode, the Hot Ones Last Dab Apollo Sauce.
Oh, yeah.
But then, my friends, there's actually something hotter than that.
I'm sorry,
There's something that's even more
look, you
sinister,
did not tell me
even
that.
more creative.
I like
There's
how I'm not consulted or informed about something that we're having that's hotter than the thing that melted my face off last year.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
It is hotter. It is more sinister.
She's upset.
It throws all sorts of monkey wrenches into the works. And it
Jackson
is
was
something
good.
that I've been trying to get Stephanie to test out for years.
Oh, no.
So now that she's stuck on camera with me, she's forced to do it with me with all the spicy food solutions available to us. It is,
Oh, I know what this is. You
figured it out.
jerk.
So join us, friends, as we go about our spicy food journey.
Jeremiah,
Just
thank
wish
you for
us
the
luck.
sub.
Prepare yourself, your bowels, and your napkins. Bring out the wings, my friends. Bring out the wings. I am hungry and need to feed.
I'm about to go get some wings after this. No
That's
cap.
weird. Round number 1, perfume? Okay, so it's probably best to give this one a bit of explaining. This may sound like
Perfume in your mouth? No.
a really weird choice, but it's actually coming from a pretty reliable source. Hot Ones themselves, or at least the wider First We Feast team. You see, back in 2020, the team posted on Facebook this video of how sniffing perfume could help you lessen the burn of drinking
sniffing.
alcohol.
So sniff it and then take the shot. That worked. You don't feel it.
Obviously, we're eating spicy food
Man,
and
ain't
not
nobody
downing
trying to hear
shots,
that.
but alcohol activates the same TRPV1 receptors that capsaicin does, irritating them in a very similar way. So if it's good enough for a drink, maybe it's good enough for a spicy wing? Yeah, no. I don't see this. There's no way that this one works, right? Because at the end of the day, that this isn't an issue of flavor, right? You're smelling stuff, which is changing your perception of the flavor. There's an actual chemical reaction that's happening in your mouth where pain receptors are being activated. So no amount of smell or perceptual change is gonna affect the fact that this chemical reaction is happening in your tongue. There's no.
Yeah, I think like when they smell it, maybe like the brain like focuses on the smell more than the burning in the mouth. So like, you know, that you don't feel it for that second. But capsaicin, once your brain focuses on the smell, it's eventually gonna go back to the mouth and you're done.
Chance. Right?
I'm inclined to agree with you, but we've been really surprised on episodes of Food Theory before about things that work and
Brittany,
things that
welcome
don't
back.
work.
Yeah.
And frankly, I gotta lay it on the line here. I have to go into this with some level of optimism because otherwise, we have 6 rounds in front of us and I might not make it.
All right, so I guess the question is then, are you going with Le Jardin de Monsieur Lee, or are you going with
Unlabeled bottle that I got several years ago. Okay, ready?
Ready, Dink? What are you doing? What you doing? Quick note, we realized early on that these wings weren't going to be hot enough to get good data for the test. So we paused and resauced the wings, only to then overshoot the mark and make them a wee bit too spicy. I guess spicier is better than nothing. Anyway, it was time to restart the test with a respray. I was assuming Steph would spray the perfume on her wrist or maybe her chest, but instead she went with the much more unconventional option.
Did she spray it on the wing, chat?
I still, no need to respray though, I smell it.
Nah, she's done. She's done.
Oh, that was in my eyes. Oh, why? Why?
She's done.
Go, 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 go.
It's hotter.
This is a lot hotter. The perfume is doing nothing except providing a very confusing
Smell my
experience.
wrist. Smell my wrist. Is it helping?
No.
Is it helping?
Maybe. It's very sweet. It distracts me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
to
worse.
distract the brain
It's
from
worse
the
when I'm not smelling your wrist. It legitimately is worse when you're not directly smelling the perfume.
I can tell you right now, the reason for this is twofold. One is it's distracting you from the heat in your mouth.
Come
Two,
on.
though, the air isn't passing through your mouth. There's that impulse to breathe through your mouth and be like, I want to breathe out the heat. But instead, it's forcing you to breathe through your nose, which actually makes it feel better. Like, talking to you right now is literal agony for me. I hate every word that's coming out of my mouth because I'm literally breathing flames. But when I do this, it still burns. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you still feel it, but it's
not the
less
best.
sharp. So in terms of, like, solutions, low, but effective.
Yeah.
It's not a net negative. It's not nothing, but it's low. So let's move through this. Let's do another one.
Yeah, let's go.
Round number two.
What is that?
Nose plugs. The general
Bro, what are we doing? That's not doing nothing.
idea here is the same as round number one, which is like, hey, if you can't smell what you're eating, is it gonna make it better? Again, I don't think that this is going to do a whole lot because, as we saw with the last round, it's not so
gonna
much
do
about the
nothing.
smell as it is about where the airflow is going and being distracted from the burning that's happening in your mouth.
I actually think this is going to make it worse because it's going to force us to breathe through our mouth, and that's actually the worst place you could breathe through in this circumstance.
You know, I think as we're pursuing new merch options for our fall or even winter launch, I feel the food theory nose plug might be a worthwhile endeavor.
When do people even
All right, here
use
we go.
nose plugs? The only plugs I be using, never mind. Ear plugs, chat. You're sick. You're sick. You're nasty. Okay, you're done. Do you edit your own vids? Yeah.
This is weird.
No
It's
way.
it's not doing anything. It's literally not doing. Like if you compare our reaction last time
Oh my God, I'm
to
fine.
where we are now, I'm fine.
Oh my God, I'm fine.
This is insane. This is shocking to me. Here, wait, I'm gonna try another bite.
I can't believe this. I'm not supposed to not say anything in these reactions, but I'm actually like speechless. I can't believe this worked. The only place I feel it is all the way in the back of my palate.
Right now, I'm feeling it in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
Palate. In
I'm
the
feeling
back
it
of
like
your
around
palate.
the edge where I got sauce here.
Yeah. But
But
the
I'm
middle
not-
of my mouth is actually totally
Yeah,
fine.
my tongue, which is where last round
Wow.
I was feeling it and
I
it
was
was
dying.
miserable. Yeah,
I
it
was
was
dying.
awful. I'm fine. Like
Wow.
I could go back in and do multiple bites of this. at this point.
This is not the result I expected at all.
This
Oh,
is
so it works.
wild.
I'm holding this on here for my own benefit at this point. This
Take it
is
off, take it off.
It's game
so
changing.
much less spicy. It's not completely not spicy.
No.
But we're talking.
Yeah.
We're functioning normally. I'm not falling off my chair right now. This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the sort of visceral reaction of like I'm crying right now or like oh my gosh I'm breathing fire right now. I feel it, and I definitely feel it in my like soft palate, back of my throat, back of everything.
Dude, you go into these episodes, we expect
This is
zero of these things to work. We expect to be miserable the entire time. This one
This is
one
wild.
works.
This is unbelievable.
Dude, this works.
This might be the
Okay.
single most effective solution of any that we've
We've
done
ever
across
had.
these three.
I can't believe that.
I am dumbfounded by
I know.
this.
I also, like you, thought that, like, hey, this is a chemical reaction happening in my tongue. Breathing or smelling is not going to affect this, but it totally does. My mouth feels warm.
Yeah, I feel
It doesn't feel like super happy, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I could tell that I would be feeling an uncomfortable amount of spice
Yeah.
if I would let myself.
Yeah.
But the fact that for whatever I don't know again if I'm focused on
It's just keeping a lid on it.
yeah, it's
I don't
damping
know
it
this.
significantly. So
I don't know
VO
if I'll try
Matt Pat, after this episode, after we're
Oh.
done here and all this misery is over with,
wow.
look this up and tell everyone what the science is here because I don't know. This is blowing my mind.
This is incredible.
Matt Pat, where's the Amanda the Adventurer video? All right, that's what we need. I know this is food theory, game theory. Hey, look, Big fella, we need that.
I got your back there, live action Matt Pat. As we're all familiar with at this point, the sensation of flavor is actually a combination of taste and smell. This happens because as you chew, you force air through your nasal passages. These food odors are detected by receptor proteins on hair-like cilia at the top of the sensory cells in your nerves, which then send messages to the brain. And even though it's a chemical reaction taking place on your tongue and not a matter of flavor, the conflicting messages being sent to your brain seem to be enough to override the stimulus of the capsaicin. Now, this isn't something that totally prevents the feeling of spice, but even smelling capsaicin can irritate the mucous membranes in your nose, thereby leading to an increased perception of spice when you eat. So, by plugging our noses, it lessened the overall sensation of the spicy food. We also have some taste buds in the soft palate of our mouths, which explains why I was still feeling some burning back in that area, but when it came to our tongues, the lack of smelling seemed to completely dampen any spicy feelings. Round number 3! I'm excited about this one.
Key lime
pie.
This one goes out to Tyler Williams of Tyler and Sophia Nygaard and his love of key lime pie.
This was something that was suggested multiple times by you guys, the audience. And the rationale for this one makes a lot of sense, right? In past episodes of this series that we've done, we found that lime simple syrup worked really well because there was something about the citrus and also something about the sweetness that would help dull and kind of lessen the pain that you were feeling in your mouth.
Key lime pie actually takes it to another level by introducing dairy, and milk is a very common antidote for spicy food. So maybe by getting the lime, the sugar, and the dairy all in there in the same bite, we stand a good chance of fighting off these very intense things.
And you've got like a bread substance in here. So really, this seems pretty darn primed to be like
I think
a
key lime
great
pie
solution.
might
This should be grade A. Boop.
Okay, I'm gonna lick the fingers for that extra spice.
You fool.
Oh,
For the
man.
extra spice.
Doing it again really reinforces how much the nose plugs did. They did a really good job, man.
I don't want to put them in there at the same time. I have to finish chewing this.
Is it working?
What? Are you kidding me?
Nah.
Are you serious? It disappeared. One thing I didn't think about going into this was there's a fifth thing that this plays into that we didn't think about, which is viscosity. In year 2, I believe it was, we discovered that viscosity is something that's thick, like peanut butter, or again, thick like that lime simple syrup, that's able to linger and kind of permeate everywhere and melt everywhere. It's almost like you want some sort of like salve or gel to deaden the heat and deaden the burning. This has that too.
Oh, it does come back. It does come back as soon as
It does. You know how they tell you to like smother the flames and put blankets over it and like tamp it out?
This is effectively that. If you're not on the key lime pie train, highly recommend. We were missing out for years. Don't be like us.
I thought that we had kind of like figured it out and we're like, oh, I guess this is as good as you're gonna get when it comes to spicy food.
No.
But no, this is great.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Nose plug, key lime pie, fragrance. Come on, them 3 together, you can get rid of anything.
This delicious viscous discus, a key lime pie, is in a league of its own. And it makes a lot of sense. It checks all of the boxes that we talked about at the top of the episode. We've got acid from the lime component, sweetness and fat from the graham cracker crust, and the cool temperature of the pie itself provides a soothing sensation. To add on to all of that, it also has condensed milk, which is just boiled down milk with sugar. And on top of that sugar, it also has even more added sugar in the recipe. Sugar honestly did us a big favor here. This is because sugar directly works by neutralizing the effects of capsaicin. Some theorize that it's thanks to its ability to suppress the bitter compounds found in capsaicin, but that's just a theory. Oh, boop! We aren't there yet. But needless to say, this and nose plugs are 2 of the best spice solutions we've ever tried. Round number 4. I gotta say, I love this episode. Frozen chocolate.
I'm feeling really good going into this round. My mouth is not on fire. My lips haven't fallen off yet. I'm so excited.
Well, that's
and I
because
don't
they're
think
not eating the real hot wings yet. That's why. Once y'all turn it up, that might change.
chocolate is a bad contender, to tell you the truth.
You're not wrong there, Steph. Now, chocolate has a few things going for it. In this case, it's frozen, so we're gonna get a bit of a temperature relief there. It's also sweet and full of fat, both of which are gonna be working wonders on the spice. When it comes to fat, capsaicin's considered lipophilic, which is just a fancy way of saying that it gets absorbed by fat. So the more fat that's stuffed into our chocolate, the better it's gonna be. And since chocolate's essentially just milk and sugar, it also contains small amounts of casein, which is that protein in milk that helps you wash away the oil-based capsaicin molecules floating around your mouth when you eat spicy food. That's why today we're focused on using milk chocolate specifically. I love this episode already.
I know.
After round 1, I'm like, oh no, we have made a horrific mistake by overspicing these wings. But the fact that we're sitting here at round number 4, and doing fine.
We're in it to win it, man.
We are in it to win it.
Yes.
Haven't even broken a sweat.
Man, I love chicken wings so much, and I never get to enjoy them on this episode.
Ready?
I'm there.
Double. Ooh, chocolate.
This is working 5 out of 10. I don't know.
One part of it is definitely from the cold. The other part of it, I'm assuming, is from the creaminess of the chocolate. But I will say, it is not dulling the spice nearly as much as the previous rounds.
No.
As soon as it's out, like, it's coming back full force. It's not weakening it at all.
I feel like you
Yeah.
need
Woo!
like
All
great.
right.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm starting to
chocolate
sweat now.
syrup or something.
Oh,
Look better.
next round.
Let's do it.
Round number 5, frozen
Frozen
lemonade milkshake thing. This is, again, my favorite episode of this series.
I feel like we have a whole bunch of winners as opposed to last time when it was so clear that we had a ton of losers.
By this point last time, we wanted to die. By this time, I actually still kind of want to die because we're consuming a lot of dessert very quickly.
I still don't feel great, but I feel better than last time, and we've yet to eject anything into a bucket next to us, which at this point is saying a lot.
The concept of this one should probably make sense to you at this point, right? It's got ice cream, it's got citrus,
Yup.
it's got dairy in there,
cold.
and it's cold.
But it has a potential to be a step up from the key
Frozen
lime pie in the
chocolate
sense
is not
that
gonna
it's
help. That's what I
colder.
thought.
The key lime pie was like sort of generally refrigerator temperature, but this is freezer temperature, and colder is almost always better in these situations.
One of the things that you keep hearing us say in these first couple rounds, right, is like, oh, it's in the back of my throat. Oh, it's in the back of my throat. Oh, it's in
Pause.
the back of my throat. This right here, as we did in our brain freeze
y'all know
episode,
Chick-fil-A
anything with a
comes with peanut
straw
oil?
is shooting it straight
Almost
to your
everybody
back of your
does, to be
throat there.
honest.
This might be the
I'm not gonna say okay. I almost sent a kid back to the lobby because I brought 5 guys on the plane and he had a peanut allergy. Boy, his throat closed mid airplane ride, bruh. GG's to that boy.
best solution
Almost
for
had
that
to
area.
spam
Let's
to
do
pay
it.
respect.
Round number 5. It continues. Frozen lemonade dessert drink. How you doing?
Tasty.
It is super tasty.
It's a little icy. It's a little bit less creamy.
It is less creamy than I would have thought. Taking a bite out of a pretty structurally sound key lime pie,
Yeah.
it's able to just hang out there until you decide to chew it, right? It's not melting, it's not going away. This, as soon as I get it in, I feel myself having to reapply it. Like, I feel like I have to move it around a bunch because it's constantly melting, turning to liquid, and running around. This is good. It's definitely our, I would say, like, second best of the food solutions.
Yeah.
But it is not quite up to par with the key lime.
This one was actually kind of a surprise for us. Highly
That's
viscous
crazy.
options have always been the ones topping our charts.
I
So we
wonder if you just dip your tongue in the frozen, the lemonade instead of just drinking it. Just dip your tongue in it. That's what I would go.
figured that since lemon juice did really well at neutralizing spice by adding sugar, ice, and everything nice, we'd have ourselves a
people can
spicy
eat it?
food
Okay,
killing
that makes
machine.
sense.
But instead, we found that the frozen part of the lemonade just didn't cool us down as much as the pie because it just immediately turned into water. And as we all know, water and capsaicin don't mix. So as soon as the soothing sensation of the cold went away, the spice kicked the door back in and washed itself around our mouth and made it right back home on our tongues.
Round number 6, ketchup. I like
What?
that you gave us spoons, so we could just take out a big ol' spoonful of ketchup. Wonderful. Let's go.
I'm definitely eating
Oh, this
wings after
sucks.
this, Matt. Pat, you done convinced me. You got me.
So, does this make it worse for you? It makes it worse, right?
It's worse. It's worse. It's worse. It's worse. It's worse.
This one is just a prank, right, guys? It has to be.
It
There
gotta
was
be.
no
There's
way
no
that
way
this could be
ketchup was
used
gonna
by
work.
anybody as a spice solution. At least no one apart from
They're
Shaggy and
trolling.
Scooby.
Here you go, dude.
Trying to dull spice using ketchup, it's about the same level of pain that I got from watching Velma. Who would have figured that a movie starring a crime-fighting dog wouldn't adhere to proper scientific principles? Unfortunately,
First of all, Velma was a good show, okay? Velma, better than Rick and Morty. I already said it. Y'all already know the truth. All right? And all you Rick and Morty ears out there, you made it this far in the video to hear the truth. All right? Y'all came here to find out how to cool hot wings. And you found out the truth that Velma is peak cartoon, okay?
While the acidity of the tomato and vinegar, along with the sweetness of the sugar, should have helped to soothe us, capsaicin is hydrophobic, meaning that it doesn't bind to water-based solutions like ketchup. So all of those ingredients pretty much did diddly squat other than to make us suffer more.
What goes up must come down, friendos. And after 6 rounds, we were flying high for a while. But you knew it wouldn't be a food theory episode without it crashing and burning
We've
at some
just been
point before the
kicked to
end.
the basement, friends.
That's a rough note to go off of here as we go into the final boss round, which is the last dab.
stop
But
the
that's
cap.
where we're leading to next.
better
I would
words
say
my
ketchup
dad. Hey,
will
I'm
not
telling
be
the
making
truth,
it into
man.
that final round.
Speaking of that final round, there's no use
Apollo-
putting it
Oh,
off.
that's
It's
what it
time
is, the
for the
Apollo
last
pepper.
dab.
Final boss time right there. We faced this puppy last time, and boy howdy, the smell is back. I'd forgotten the smell.
It is literally just like charcoal and ash and death. So in previous years, we've been able to control the amount of last dab that we're actually ingesting. This year, we've got a good, solid slather going on.
There's a reason you don't toss the wings in the last dab sauce.
It's a last dab, not a last toss.
I'm sorry.
But even though
Oh, they put it all over the. Oh yeah, they might. Hey, GG's, Matt, Pat. You know what I'm saying? What type of flowers would you like to go right over? Yeah, you're done. You're done.
we were facing down a monumental challenge, I wasn't as nervous as I usually am. This time we came prepared with all the heavy hitters. Obviously, our winners from year 1 and 2, a lime simple syrup, a peanut butter honey mix, and a peanut butter milkshake from our local ice cream shop, Good Berries. But we also threw in this year's 2 top contenders, key lime pie, and shocking literally everyone, nose plugs.
All right, do you want to add an additional dab to your already
No,
tossed
what?
wing?
She better not. 2
So
dabs.
strap in, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to test some
Hey, Chad, y'all think it's gonna
spicy
work?
food
Ninja Wolf was
solutions. Maybe there's a reason Sean Evans doesn't want us on his show. Okay, there you go. Boop.
He doesn't want people to figure out the trick.
Just like last year, I can't taste the flavor as much this year.
There is no flavor. The flavor is burning.
It's pain.
I don't know why this
It
protects
negates,
your tongue.
it
Why does
negates
protect
the
your
whole
tongue?
front part of your mouth. It's crazy. It's actually nuts. All right, I'm gonna go in with the peanut butter milkshake now.
But I am actually
Bruh, straight to the
shockingly
key
fine
lime
just
pie.
from this alone. I could go into any of these right now to cool a little bit of what's happening here.
I'm actually gonna take this off to give these other ones a fair test. Wow, it just comes back. It's so weird. Give it a sec, and it pushes forward slowly across your tongue.
Oh, that is so
It is
bizarre.
so weird.
That is so weird. Why does that work?
It's so much hotter. It's so much hotter.
Yep. So, now that I've done them, this, fine, but this was year 1. We've grown.
Yeah, this is fine.
We
This is
evolved.
mid.
This is mid. This is solid.
This is top tier. Key lime pie. That's a really nice job.
It does a real good job. So this is better because it's a little bit colder. This is better because it's not liquid, and so it's able to sit on the heat, and again, acting like a blanket, basically tamping out or smothering out the fire that's going on in your mouth. At this point, I feel really good about being able to handle the spicy food here.
I know exactly where to go for an antidote, and for little spice babies like me, that's crucial.
And again, remember, this is a wing tossed in this stuff.
Yeah.
And then with an additional, you had like 2 dabs. I had 5 on
5?
mine. And last year, it won't stop, Steph.
I know, it's really
It won't stop.
It's really bad.
We're weeping. The only reason we're feeling spice now, or at least the bulk of the spice, is because we took this off. So this plus these other ones, you're golden. It took us
Yes!
3 years, but I think we finally dialed in the optimal solution here. You ain't got nothing, Apollo sauce.
Yeah, Sean Evans is never bring yo on that show. He not about to. There ain't no way. Everybody going, hey, send me the nose plug when I get up there. Hey, look.
Get out of here.
You have done your last dab. So we've bested the final boss here, but there is another one that's lurking in the wings.
Was that a pun? In the wings?
Oh!
He
So
did it on purpose,
there is
man. Let's
one
stop it.
food that Stephanie and I have bonded over since the very beginning of our relationship. So for those of you who don't
Noodles,
know,
ramen
Stephanie grew
noodles.
up in a town that has 1 stoplight and not a whole lot happens there.
But there is one thing it has going for it, which is the world's best ice cream shop. People come from like 50 miles around to go to this ice cream shop, which is called Sunny Skies. It's run by a guy who has 2 kids named Sunny and Skylar. Yeah, it's that cute. And they're the home of the world's like first famous spice cream.
One shop has created a bizarre new flavor designed to warm you up. It's known as Cold Sweat, and it is rumored to be one of the spiciest sweets on the planet.
Somebody inventing ice cream that's spicy should be carried to the top of a mountain, walk to the edge, and against TOS, okay? That's all I'm going to say, okay? You can fill in the blank however you want with that, but that's what I'm going with.
This
Boy, ain't no
spice
way.
cream is made with 3 kinds of chili peppers and 2 of the hottest hot sauces known to man.
This is basically a
Liquid
bucket of
death?
fire right here.
The ice cream base itself is seasoned with even more hot sauces. Half an hour in the batch freezer turns our fire to ice, and it is about to get hotter.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Cold Sweat. This stuff is so intense you have to sign a waiver in order to even taste test it.
They won't let you buy a scoop of it until you have fully taste tested it and come through and been like, yeah, I actually want a scoop of that.
There are actually 3 layers of protection around this stuff, right? First off, you gotta sign the waiver, say, all right, I'm on board. Secondly, they give you what's called the grain of rice test, where they literally give you a piece the size of a grain of rice. And you would think, oh, it's a grain of rice, what's the big deal? It will linger in your mouth for no less than 15 to 25 minutes. I went to the store the other day to get this in preparation for this test.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please don't make me actually do the final test, which is the 3-pepper test. They give you a spoonful with all 3 peppers present, and you gotta take it. But at this point, we've done Last Dab, we've done all these spice solutions. I feel like I should be better. I did the rice the other day, the grain of rice size,
what is this?
just to buy this, and I'm like, oh no, this is just as hot as I remembered it. They actually came up with a new flavor that's even a level above this called Exit Wound, which I think honestly is a fun name, but not nearly as fun as what I would have called it, Freezer Burn.
Matthew's been saying this for years. I agree. It's a missed opportunity.
Freezer
I'll
burn
do
is a
the
good
3-pepper
one.
thing. Oh wow, you just did it. Good for you.
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So
That
what-
was such a small amount.
So not only is this incredibly hot and incredibly spicy,
Who would
man.
even eat this?
from a textural standpoint, it sucks because it's frozen peppers, and frozen peppers are just nasty. Okay.
Okay.
Nope, I'm feeling okay. I'm banning that. Oh, and there it comes. I thought that years of me doing spicy food challenges would make me like, oh yeah, this is nothing. I clearly overestimated this when I was younger. Nope.
Yeah,
While
step
anything's
above
in
this
your
is
mouth,
insane.
they really do help. They really, really
Maybe
do.
not. Different.
The problem with this ice cream, and I don't know exactly what it is or how they've gotten it to this level of potency, but every time anyone we know has tried even a little bit, they say that it lasts. And that's the problem. It just becomes relentless, and it doesn't like last in just like, it's a little tickle in the back of your throat. My throat is burning.
So there you have it, friends. If you truly want like a one-of-a-kind,
Nobody is going, boy, look, chat, listen. 100,000 subscribers, I'll fly to this restaurant and do it. All right, I will do it.
unbeatable, weirdly hot experience. Cold Sweat or Exit Wound from Anger, North Carolina.
North Carolina that's 5 hours away, chat. 5 hours. Matt Pat, I'll do it.
Of all things. That is a flavor experience that you're never going to replicate.
Thanks there, live action Matt Pat. I'll take it from here. And with that, we're finally able to finish our tier list. Our top tier pick from before, Milkshake, is now bested by the absolute
tier.
outstanding key lime pie. In the A tier, we have peanut butter and honey. Our B tier is a whole lot of citrus with frozen lemonade, lime syrup, lemon juice, sugar water, and ice cubes. Our C, D, and E tiers have stayed relatively the same, except with the addition of
Soap.
perfume in D. And the worst things to ever use as spice
Ketchup.
chasers, rounding off the list, are vodka, mouthwash, and ketchup. Seriously, I'd rather guzzle the last dab than try any one of those again. I'd rather bathe in cold sweat. I don't even know if I'm talking about the ice cream or
Hold
the
on, where the
bodily
nose plug?
fluid. But of them all, one unexpected solution reigns supreme.
Yes,
in a league
sir.
all of its own, nose plugs. A solution that is so powerful that it
SST.
silenced the all-powerful last dabs.
You said do what I want. Listen, you talking to that. What did they say the name of that place was? Listen, chat. When do I go to Boston? I go to Boston next month. Look.
sauce. It may not be glamorous wearing nose plugs in a
there.
restaurant, but I ask you, what looks less dignified? This or this?
Wait a minute, Stephanie, what if we do cold ones? Cold ice creams, even colder, harder truths. Sean Evans, you're my Mr. Incredible, and I am your
Cold
syndrome. Cold ones coming to a food theory channel soon.
It's already a thing? Oh, that's tough.
So there you have it, folks. Over the course of these 3 episodes, we've tested over 20 different spice solutions. And now we are done. No more.
And the craziest one, the best one, didn't even go in your mouth.
Or nuh-uh. My stomach ain't taking this anymore. I'm not doing this again. Until, of course, it gets the inevitable reboot next year, like all good trilogies do. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit. And hey, have you ever wondered if all of this extreme spicy food can kill you? Well, I looked into it, and that answer is on screen right now. Click the video on the left if you're interested in spicing up your life. Or if you're interested in just how far smell can affect your sense of flavor, that video's on the right. We did a really fascinating experiment for that one.
Hey, chat, look. I will go there and try that ice cream. I ain't gonna lie. I'll do it. Y'all think I'm playing. I will make a full chat. I've been thinking about food videos for a minute. So, y'all think I won't. Give me about 2 months. I'm gonna be up there, okay? I might not even need the 100K. I'm going.